We are live.
Okay. Yeah. Is Tommy gonna be here?
He's trying.
He's busy for them. And, this might be nice. I spent a lot of time in Texas visiting my daughter. That's great. I think it was you, so.
We spent a gave a loan to my brother and sister-in-law too.
You been to that one?
No. You have to go to mine.
Where do you got laying out? You got trusses all over?
I pulled them out of the weeds, they're tearing apart.
Oh, those are all over you.
That was in the ones, they were stacked up on the backside.
I was like,
Your yard, Spencer?
Let me tell you, I got rid of the shed.
I thought he was using the trusses to build it, to throw the stuff in it instead of in the yard, but I was wrong.
Well, there's something else that's there, and I'm saying that.
You just kind of call your boy and say, you're like, you're just shifting to.
I was gonna burn it.
Got a 6-piece band.
Oh,
burn
Over that.
My trusses.
If you ever want, just throw stuff over in my
I
brain.
actually, I would like to do that, so hopefully I can-
That's not regular,
I
that's
tore
not
out
part of,
22 bushes in
Yeah, he's.
has nothing to do with
my
the.
backyard.
I see Chad.
Oh, you drove by yesterday?
Yeah, Chad was up for this stuff too, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need to approve the public hearing agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the public hearing agenda.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Public comments, property tax hearing only. We got nobody. Discuss proposed 2026-2027 maximum property tax levy.
So I added, last year, some of the stuff was not added in. So I added in liability property insurance and, or I increased it. And then nothing was added for FICA and hypers, and it should have been, and I added that. That's the payroll. Debt service increase, because we're paid off this and now we're paying the liquid sewer. So those are normal increase because of that, and the city regular tax rate went up a few percent. And the taxable value for the city ag land stayed about the same. And it was not calculated for ag land. So I added that percentage in there. It's only like 3%. Difference from last year. The consolidated general fund, that did go up slightly, and that is a percentage of the taxable valuation of non-debt service. So, because it went up a little bit, that did go up.
So it looks like the biggest increase are the city regular, total property tax and the city regular tax rate. Am I looking at that correctly?
Yep.
Yeah. fairly significant, the, city regular tax rate.
What are the previous years? How much do they often go up? How often do they go up?
425.
So what, like total, like 3 point some %?
Yeah.
They went up, so. I think,
Yeah, I think that big percentage number is just scaring a lot of people.
Well, that's mostly because there were things that went over there before, so
Thank you, man.
it definitely helps dumb that down for us.
Right.
And these are based on the valuations the county gave us. And they're just percentage lines, just,
Yeah, they like you made the numbers up.
nope.
Basically, this one we just need to discuss.
If there's no other discussion, we're adjourning this portion.
Anybody have a discussion? Good to go? Let's adjourn this public hearing now.
I'll make a motion to adjourn public hearing.
I'll second.
Aye.
On this next section, all you have to do is vote to approve it.
Are we gonna help
Hmm?
it? Else on?
Hmm.
Guess I'll see you on the screen. I'll pictures. Alright. Looking towards us then. Are we going to the next one or not?
Got the time. I got the time.
That time?
Uh,
Call the regular meeting to order. Need a motion to approve regular meeting agenda.
My motion to approve.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Public comments, property tax business only?
Got it now?
None. New business? A, vote to approve 2026-27 proposed property tax levy resolution 2026-3-30-1.
I make a motion to approve 2026-2027 proposed property tax levy resolution 2026-330-1.
My second.
Aye.
Let's adjourn this one. Motion here.
I motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Aye.
the time.
All right, we'll call a regular meeting, call to order, need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Aye.
Need a motion to approve consent agenda, March 9, 2026 meeting minutes.
A motion.
I'll second.
Aye.
Public comments? We got none. New business. Discuss and vote to approve permit for Jefferson Telecom to install fiber optics in the city limits.
So Jefferson Telecom, I know they, prior to the new council, they came and they were wanting to come, they were gonna come, I guess you'd say, on the outskirts of town. So they planned on going through Elizabeth to get to the rural side. They planned on going to Reeders, going north, coming on the old side of town, the north side of 30 down. They were coming in down to like by the bar and to the trailer court. That's all they were doing. And that was discussed with the old council and whatever. And that was pretty much, they weren't coming down. They were just doing that because they needed it to get to the rural areas. Well, they recently came and talked to us about, you know, they got the funding to actually do the whole town. And they're planning to have a major, if we were to approve to allow them to come to town, they're planning to have the major of the main boring done by May. And then they were hoping to be to everyone's house by the end of June, July area.
Should be about to get service to your house.
Yes, by July, they'll have fiber optics to your home.
Sounds pretty quick.
The only objection I've ever heard to that is the building they wanted to put up on Main Street.
That, they're not doing that no more, because that building, they went to need one. And then, so in our city codes, it says if you are to dig, which I think the only digging they'd actually do would be from the alley, because they're gonna run through all the alleys, from the alley to your house. Our city code says they should have to pay, was it $100?
No,
$50, something like that. Per 25 foot of the dig. So every 25 foot that they dug.
Interesting, for the first 25, they'll go first 25 foot, remainder is.
No. Our city code says that anybody that comes in town that has to dig, actually dig up earth, has to get a permit, and they have to pay for every 25 foot they want to dig.
Is that in a residential area or just in the
This-
alleys?
Anyway.
Anywhere.
So we as council can waive the fee for that permit, because they will have a contract with us stating that any digging that they have to do, they will come in, backfill, seed, properly fix any digging that they have done. I don't know if we should charge them, if they're gonna come to town pretty much for free, if we shouldn't.
I said no, let them come down. I mean, give the citizens the option of having that.
Do we know in the previous areas that they've dug if they do a good job, like planting grassy? Because
They did it in my house and Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky's got.
Ricky is, every house has it, and they didn't tear much up in my yard. They bored it from the alley in my yard, where they dug just a little hole thing, they reseeded that little area.
That's good.
Dirt back.
Yeah, they did fix something. The only way it's not gonna be is they might have to transfer the alley to the house, but if they might just for that too.
Minimal. And then they,
Someone,
underneath the sidewalk, they didn't tear much up in my yard and put a box on my house. If I decide that I want that service, they can hook it up from the box into my house. It's,
I don't know if we have an abandoned alley that's been deeded to a owner.
They'll just. That's a good question.
are they in charge of mapping out where they're doing all this, and will they propose that to us before they ask us?
They have a map
There's a big map somewhere.
that goes in here on the table, Zach,
Big map.
but it's probably picked up. In here, because it's showing like where they plan on going. I'm assuming they would do their.
so they can see them.
And they're doing, so on the same right here.
Because we noticed it going I mean, they're already going from the alley to our yard anyway, so.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, I was hoping they could owns it. Because it should already be, if it is deemed abandoned and sold to the property owner, it should be noted on your abstract.
Okay, because there are some,
There are some, yes, credit board, I think, has pretty much a lot of it. I know they're using this alley, because this is an open alley due to power line that runs through it.
if there usually one, what, just.
Yeah, yeah. So I know they're running east and west in this alley. And then I'm assuming they were gonna try to use all the alleys. I think on 16th Street, they're running on all 16th, just due to that being a main drag to get up there.
And they did locate throughout the entire.
Yeah, they were located for where they were discussed going and then they branched off.
So we could assume that they are taking into consideration these abandoned, not abandoned, yeah, I guess we use abandoned, even to the property owners. They're going to board to the residents. Because it's not a city property anymore. It's
Well,
abandoned alley.
So even,
But can we confidently tell Mr. and Mrs. Yes, they're gonna go for.
What they did in Ricky is they sent a letter,
Yes, so they're.
and I received a letter before they did it, asking me for permission to do it, and if we didn't want to, they weren't gonna touch our house. But if we decided at a later date, then it would be charged to the owner to do it, so
Is that
we
just,
just went ahead and did it.
is that just to have it run to your house from the alley?
That's just to run from the alley to the house.
Or so are you worried about if they need to run it through an abandoned alley to get to other people's
Yeah,
houses?
because it's no longer city-owned alley,
Right.
it's deeded to the resident.
They would send a letter to each resident. They'd send a letter to each resident.
And if that resident owns the abandoned alley to get to other people's properties and they say no, do they just?
Then they bypass it.
they would probably
They just
have,
go around.
That's just if they predict, they won't underneath them and have to.
Correct.
Right.
That's if they
But
don't.
let's just use this for reference, this alley needs to be right here. Okay, that's, well, it's deeded to the city or whatever, okay. Is that still on the plot map? That they review to do their estimates?
and that's,
I don't know how updated.
yeah, I don't know how updated that, let's be honest. Do we know if the county's updated that much?
Sure.
The cities, that's a good.
So there might not be some residents that have the abandoned alley that are going to get service.
So I'm assuming what they would do is that, let's,
I'm not trying to.
No. let's just say like the alley between Cherry and
Right.
Bryce, if it was deeded out. But Bryce wanted the service and Cherry did, because technically one homeowner should own the whole alley, it should be split. So as long as Bryce is okay with it, probably just put the pedestal on, yes, that would be
Sure.
That was there.
There might be a rare incident where someone goes, well, I leave that alley and should be split half and half.
And if they do own the whole alley, it's like this, they own both
Both
sides.
sides, yes. Which you could have, you're not.
Good thing underneath, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
they're digging in there.
so yeah, they could wait and say, they instead of going this far, they end up having to go extra. So, so it could pop up. Now that is no longer, that is abandoned.
I like the idea. I think it's nice.
Yeah, great idea. Is there gonna be any conflicts that, I'm not trying to make things up, I'm just trying to look at it.
Right. If there's an issue to happen.
Now, were there any conflicts that you can reference down in Ricky when it happened? Anything that we,
No,
an element that? Oh, for
I think it's a
it,
good
I
idea.
won't surprise that.
Exactly, you know,
We're not the only town that done it, so. you know.
we're probably relaxed.
Had a lot.
Sure, I'm all for it, but we just, as long as there's no surprises at the end and.
And I asked about if they bored my sewer line, said it happened in Jefferson, so.
Now, are they gonna have, with the fiber optics, are they gonna put boxes in everybody's yard? Is that what it's?
It'll be on, like for yours, be on your house, but like a big so if you want 16th Street, headed towards Casey's,
Yeah,
there's one tower there on the north that's string.
because they used to have like big,
There's green boxes all over this town and now it's all.
No, I'm sorry, it should just be a tower, that's not. And that's what it'll feed off of, so like, I think that one in the corner probably goes to like Jeff Cooper and Joe and Patrick and all that, right there in that area, so there's probably gonna be like a box and
Like windscreen box.
everything in it. Kind of like the one that was by your bushes, just kind of that similar tower, so. But it should be, there should be one in every yard, it should be one per block or two per block. 2 feet up.
So when they issue this letter of permission to come on your property and install this receiver, what's the term?
Yeah, maybe like a junction box.
Yeah, and your house is like this small little box.
That, at that time, that each resident will be able to connect or or not connect. Oh, there you go. If we have a house that's setting, they go up and, okay, they've already got permission to go to it. They don't have to connect to the service.
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's just free to
your
get to your
option.
house and then
It's your option.
up to you if you actually want to.
And then if you want to do it, they come in and do it for free in your house, set up and all that.
initially, but then it costs money later on.
It's like, I think the minimum was 60 something.
Yeah, $69 a month, I think is what he was saying. He said they just did a adjustment or something, that's where it was at.
Mhm.
Is that for the lowest?
Yeah.
The lowest.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what kind of packages they have, everything like that? Not have to do it.
It's gonna-
They
This kind of
also,
thing,
they said
but-
they could also, with this coming to your house, you can also do cable. Because they used to have, take cable TV back in 2008 or so. They no longer have it here in town, but with this fiber optics, they will be able to bring cable TV to residents as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what the packages look like, Mary?
No, I don't have it.
No.
She just loves to come to their house, she didn't.
I just asked them what their minimum was, and it was like 60 something. I imagine it goes up to 120, 30 probably for the highest, be my guess. That's what most of them are these days, so.
I know it's a lot cheaper in Ogden too. I mean, fiber optics from compared to Windstream.
I guess we can vote on this.
I make a motion to approve permit for Jefferson Telecom to install fiber optics in city limits.
Do we want to charge them today? That will or how you look at
Okay, no, I don't personally, in my opinion, I don't think so.
No.
it? Yeah, that's, we have to try to verify it.
So let me restate that motion. Discuss and, I move to approve permit for Jefferson Telecom to install fiber optics in city limits without the digging permit. Yeah.
I'll second. Aye.
Aye.
I'm a poet.
So since we allow them to, they
Wait a
said,
second.
John Al, somebody, but they would like to put a banner up saying they're coming down. Mentioned it across the street here in the garden if we're okay with it, or anywhere else that we may think would be a better spot for it.
No objection here.
Sounds good.
It makes the town better.
It does, and they did state that it helps home values,
Absolutely.
because if you worked remotely with Wi-Fi, this would be a better way to sell a house or move the town, because you can't have that option.
Especially after COVID. A lot of people-
All right, move on. We'll set the public hearing date and time for proposed 2026, 2027 budget adoption in April.
Can we just do that at our next meeting?
So before our next meeting, I'll have to have the budget in the newspaper, so they recommend doing it now. So in April, let's go to the date. You can do it anywhere from the 20th to the week of the 20th, because I have to have it submitted to the state, finalized by the 30th.
Wait, so you're asking is, can we just vote to have it at our next meeting on the 13th?
Yes.
It has to be done,
No,
I have to have it published, posted in the paper, the budget, template, and then, the state shows no earlier than April 20th, between April 20th and the 24th.
Okay, that's,
yeah, so then
that
we,
makes sense.
I'm not available on the 20th.
we look at it at the May meeting,
Nope, has to be done in
it
April.
has to be done in it.
You said between the 20th and the 24th?
We have a special meeting for that.
We could do it on the 27th. Yeah, we have to have another meeting.
26th is,
We can do it on the 27th on Monday,
27th.
and then I'll have to put it, just finalize it with the state on their website by the 30th.
I will be gone the 25th through the no, I'm sorry, the 18th through the 25th, but
So the 27th works, right?
27th works.
I think I'll be gone too, but I'll just call in there. Okay.
Yeah, we can't plan that around you, you're a little out far.
Yeah, I don't,
At least I think April sounds good.
April 27th, 6 p.m.
That's good for you, Mayor?
Yeah, because I feel like it gives you enough time to publish it or
Yep.
to the state, I guess. As long as you feel like you have enough time.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.?
Sounds good.
What day is that, 27th?
Motion to adjourn.
I think we should adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Aye.
You adjourn?
Yes, we adjourn. I made the motion.
I second.
Bryce second. Nobody else seemed to follow one.
And now endings, live stream.